Paulum quidem intermissa flamma et quodam loco turi ad acta et contingente valum tertiae cohortes centuriones ex eo quo stabant loco recaserent suosque omnes removerent nutu vocibusque hostes si introire velent vocare coeperent. Okay, Caesar gives us lots of chunks of information here. So, adverbial time stuff here. Okay, ablative absolute, number 1. And there's another ablative absolute here. But before we get to the whole thing, this is an ablative of place. And here is your second ablative absolute starting here. Turi ad acta, number 2. And actually, number 3, both of these are talking about turi. Valum is the direct object of this participle here. So, he gives us a bunch of little pieces. Caesar's setting up the background information. So, this thing happened here, and this thing happened in this place, and this thing was also touching the wall, apparently. And then, let's see, we've got these groups of guys. Tertiae cohortes. Tertiae, of course, refers to the cohort. So here is a nominative, centuriones. That's your subject. We will underline this so we don't lose track of it. So before we figure out what that subject does, we know where these things happen. Ex quo, from that place. Ex eo, goes with loco. Quo stabant, of course, modifies loco. So he's given us this adverbial information. We've got a subject, we've got a ginormous adverbial phrase, but we still don't know what the subject did. Oh, here's the verb. They recaserent, from this place. And what else did they do? Suos omnes removerent. So this is your direct object of removerent. So your main subject is here, the centurions. They did this thing A, and they did this thing B. Oh, that's not so bad. Oh, more information. Ablative. Whatever they did next, they did it with an ablative. 2 ablatives joined together, nutu vocibusque, and they did it to this direct object, to the enemy. What did the centurions of the third cohort do to the enemies? Well, before we get there, he gives this little if clause. If they want to, what did they do? Vocare coeperent. So here's another verb talking about the centurions, and we'll mark that as verb C. Vocare coeperent. So the centurions did 1, 2, 3. A, B, and C things. Okay. Quorum progredi ausus est nemo. Quorum, of course, is talking about the enemies. No one out of this group referring to those guys. And then here's the verb. Progredi ausus est. Ausus est, of course, is semi-deponent, and it takes the complementary infinitive. Nobody of them, of those enemies, dared to do that. Moving on. Tum ex omni parte lapidibus conjectis de turbati, turisque sacensa est. Tum, connecting word, prepositional phrase, from every side, ablative absolute. Well, actually, it might not be an ablative absolute because we have a passive participle here. So I'm going to say, disturbed by what? By the stones having been tossed. So this is just a participle modifying lapidibus. Having been tossed? From where? From all sides. From every side. Turisque sacensa est. Subject, and then your verb.